Hello and welcome to the Tuesday night stream for Brew Tapcast. I'm Tap here, your host this evening for what I think is going to be hopefully a fun and relaxing Flesh and Blood stream tonight. So we are going to be building our version of a Blitz Briar deck, but we're gonna not worry too much about winning and worry more about having fun and using a card that had the potential to be busted and constructed with Briar, and theoretically is maybe trash in Blitz, and that's Duskblade. So we're very excited to try to build this out. I mean, so back in my Magic days, I was a very big proponent of janky, silly, off the path decks that really built around certain mechanics that I thought were fun to do or fun to do, stuff like counters and things like that. Those were always fun things to do. So this is something you could do in Flesh and Blood as well, in a different kind of capacity. I mean, you can go with Cheerios decks, things like that are just sort of like maybe not necessarily super hugely targeted amazing card decks that are just like they work, but maybe they're easily glass cannon. Maybe that's the way to put it. Glass cannon decks, and this I think is definitely going to be one of them. So we're gonna just take our time to sort of fumble through space and see what we can see as far as actually being able to build this. So ultimately we want to just get a good idea of what we can actually build, I guess, and what we can actually do, really. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a fun build. I think it's going to be something that's kind of exciting. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm just getting my windows up right now. Here we are there. Okay. Yeah, and so we'll probably take a couple looks at some other decks around there. But also ultimately, we are looking to just maximize that sort of thing, which is just playing Briar, playing non-attack, playing attack that has go again somehow, whether it be through the non-attack you played earlier or native go again, or if it's something that can get go again from some on board effect or something like that. That is what we will do, and then swing with the Duskblade to try to get that counter. So I guess before we go any further, let's jump on over to our build screen here so we can take a gander at that. So we'll pop over here. All right, here we are on our page. Hopefully everyone can enjoy the festive background here. Just let me pop that in and out. Boom, look at that. Gotta love that playmat. That is something I would be very much excited to snag one of those delicious playmats, and as well as the cold foil baubles in general, because hey, you can't be upset with a deck that or with a card that is that festive and that useless in some cases. So yeah, but in any case, let's pull up our Duskblade here. That's a weapon. Why isn't it? Oh, no, it should be coming up. Weird. Yeah, no, I don't know why that's not coming up. This is a Blitz deck. Blade, am I spelling it wrong? No, it's just not there. Interesting. That is very weird. Well, let's just look up Duskblade right now. We'll get a quick little image of that. Probably want to throw Fab in there because I'm sure there's other stuff. So here we are with Duskblade. This is the card, not to be advertise other sites, but this is Duskblade. And again, I don't know why it's not functioning, but ultimately, so it's one damage or one resource to attack for 2 damage. Whenever you attack with Duskblade, if you've played an attack action card in a non-attack action card, the turn put a +1 counter on it. That's just when you attack. It doesn't require you to hit. It doesn't require you to do anything, right? Then at the beginning of round phase, if you haven't played an attack action card and an non-attack action card this turn, remove all counters. So the one thing that makes Dawnblade a little bit less brutal is that you can't actually you have to hit, and that's a big deal. There's a lot of things we're gonna have to hit twice, really. And ultimately, this is just swinging. Like, yes, you have to play a non-attack and an attack action each turn to keep those counters and to gain those counters, but you can just be swinging for 2, for 3, for 4, whatever, and people can be fully blocking these, and it doesn't matter as long as you can keep building those counters and keep getting that exciting situation that is slowly, inevitably bringing you towards the end of their game. Which maybe you just go non-attack, attack for like, you know, whatever, maybe they're ball lightnings, whatever, because those have go again natively, and then swing in with your, you know, your 8 power Dawnblade or Duskblade for a single resource. And that's a pretty exciting situation. And so I think that that's really going to be worth some tooling around and having fun with. So that's the plan. All right. On to the deck. So hopefully we can actually... I don't know why Duskblade isn't showing up here. It's not... there's nothing wrong with anything over here. So I don't understand why it won't let us look up Duskblade. Yeah, I don't know. Normally it's got a question. Nope, that's not it either. Yeah, I don't know. So that's in the deck. That's the question of today, is no one really knows why that's not working. But we'll just get on with it anyway. So ultimately, what are we looking to do? We're looking to kind of maximize the situation of being able to play those attack and non-attack actions. Now, what is the easiest way to do that? Well, but it's only banned. It's only banned in Classic Constructed. It's not banned in Blitz. So that's why I thought if this was, and this is a, let's look at our settings. This is a, it's Blitz format. So again, I guess if we do open, maybe that will work. We'll hit save, go on over, because it's not banned in. So there it is. So yeah, I guess we can have it there. So boom, there's Duskblade. There's our delicious card. But yeah, no, it should be showable in I guess, well, let's just double check and make sure I'm not insane. Let's go look at Duskblade here. Can we actually look at the let's just duplicate this bad boy and search Duskblade. So yeah, it's banned. Okay, all right. So yeah, even though it's banned in Constructed, it just doesn't show up anyways. All right, well, we got around it anyway. So we got around it. So I am not insane. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't insane, because you never know if you know, something happened. I haven't looked at the, you know, the Fleshblood website in a couple days, so you never know. Well, actually, I looked at it earlier today. Anyways, we got around it. We have our, we just don't have our cap, so we can pretend it's there. We can go back to, maybe if we go ahead and throw in Blitz now and save that, it'll actually not kick the card out. Yeah, there we go. Boom, we got it in there. Got our way around it, and we have our card limits over here. So now, again, we're trying to get go again on, like, from our non-attack actions. If we can give our next attack action go again, that would be part of what we want to do. The attack actions themselves have go again. That's what we want to do. So, like, the easiest thing is this is going to be a little bit parroting the Lightning Briar decks out there, which is Ball Lightning. And so that's definitely going to help help do the whole thing we want to do, because we want to have native go again. These also don't cost anything. So we're going to go boom, 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 get a whole bunch of copies in there. So 6 copies of that. And that'll be, you know, and I think in this deck, we do definitely want to adhere to a pretty close 50-50 regiment of non-attacks to attacks. And this is where, like, you have to start delicately dancing. Like, ultimately, we don't care as much about the deck actually functioning so much as we just want to do our thing. So yeah, we're going to lose games when we play this, but that's totally fine, because ultimately it's just trying to get counters on here. So, you know, maybe the smart way to build this would be to try to put in some defense reactions like sigils and sigils of suffering and things like that. And we're not entirely sure if that's going to really make a difference, to be honest, because I'm thinking this might just be garbage anyways, but I don't know. So I think I do want to pay attention to that ratio of non-attack to attack, and maybe we'll throw in some sigils of suffering, things that'll actually help us absorb a little bit of damage, be able to sort of come back with maybe a 3-card hand or a 2-card hand in an arsenal, because again, that's all we really need. If we can arsenal an attack or a non-attack, and then have in our hand a card to pitch, whether it may be 2, 3 resources, whatever, and then a attack in our hand to get that off and then be able to swing, that's okay. So it's okay to have some dead cards. We can also use those cards to pitch eventually or early on, and then making, I don't know, when we are really rolling, we would definitely want to be able to preserve those counters. But at the same time, our opponent's not going to be doing all that much, so we'll have some damage coming through anyways. So that's sort of like what I'm thinking. Like, we'll consider defense reactions and things like that, but not immediately. So we're just going to go with pure 50-50 and see what we can find. for cards that would actually work with what we want to do. So we got Ball Lightnings. Ravenous Rabble is another one because that one is, again, it's a free cost card. It has go again. It doesn't matter what you get off the top here. That's going to drop the power. It does not matter. So you can get a blue pitch card. Cool. Swinging for 2. I don't care. I just want to have a free attack. That's all that matters to me. So right now we are up to, 12 attack cards that have go again. So I feel pretty good about that. The other thing we want to be able to do is play non-attack cards. We want some of those to actually, maybe do something that matters, whether it be like, we have buff effects or just stuff that's going to give us an extra action point like lead the charge. So I know back in pre-Crucible, this was a card that was used very well in Viscerai to sort of prolong things because it will, you throw it out, you get your non-attack action, then you can play a Runeblade attack action, then have go again or gain an action point in this regard. So in that regard, it's definitely a card that will sort of allow us to play some other go again attack action cards outside of the Ravenous Rabbles and Ball Lightnings. So that's kind of what we're thinking here. The problem is the blues and the yellows don't work with these cheap cards. So that's where like the red one have to go into play because those ones are going to proc or work off of anything. So we kind of need to have those in there. And again, we don't only have to be playing these things. This is just something that gives us the ability to have other attacks that are maybe a little bit more powerful. And that's kind of what matters there. So, what else do we really want to put in here? So, we have lead the charge. Plunder runs are again something that don't really matter that much, although they can give us attacks or give us things that can give us go again. We do probably want to put in enlightening strikes. Those are that are able to get go again. Yes, they can knock out our things in our hand, or like throw things at the bottom of the deck. So they do cost 2 cards, but again, they might still be good enough because if we don't have to pay for a lot, it's pretty good. So we'll probably put in Enlightened Strike here. I think I only have... I don't actually know if I have 2 of those, but we'll see. I do want to play this in paper. I'm going to be playing this for a video with Az from Go Again Gaming this weekend. So I wanted to make something kind of goofy and actually workable. So that one might actually end up falling out. Who knows? We'll sort of play that by ear. What are some other things we can do to get things going? Well, there is... So I think Captain's Call is one of the new ones that should be able to do that kind of thing. I'm just going to look at my notes here. Made some notes. Yeah, Captain's Call are definitely things that we want to put in there. So, because again, so right now, I wish it would, I don't know why it's not separating non-attacks and attacks. So I wonder if I just go to deck, will it do that? Nope, but just, they're all other. I wonder what's up with that. So we just have lead the charge in here as far as non-attacks. So we're up to 14 and 2. So definitely we got to start pushing the, pushing the brakes on attack actions, things like that. I guess we could go with, yeah, so let's look up our, hold on here, Captain's Call. See what we got for that thing. So this is, next attack action card would cost 2 or less. This is 1 or less, and this is 0 or less. So we can actually play all of these ones because these don't actually do anything. If we're going to be, right now we're all 0 cost cards, right? Yeah, I mean, I guess theoretically, Enlightened Strike has an extra cost, but the literal pitch or cost to pay resource-wise is 0. So we theoretically can throw those in the deck. We're definitely going to want to have the blues and the yellows in here, regardless. Maybe we don't play the reds, but we'll sort of see. We're going to put those in there now just to, try to get a balance because we're coming up on, not super. This is going to be such a bad deck. So those are those sorts of things. I don't know what else we might want to do. What else can we do? I guess theoretically, if we were going to be doing some rune chant damage, which probably isn't going to happen, or some arcane damage, we could be putting in meet and greet. Those would be attacks that can conditionally get go again, but we don't want to rely on that. So we'll probably not do that. What else could we do? I mean, theoretically, if we went lightning cards will have go again. So that's something pretty good. I guess Plunder Run is something that can be used in this deck for some damage, and they are free, so we theoretically could do that. I don't think I want to go into defense reactions yet, although I think I will. I think what we want to see is Sink Below. We're not going to put those in there because Sink Below is really nice because it allows us to filter a card. And I think, I'm not sure how many of these we're going to put in. We're definitely going to put the red ones in. We don't need a lot of pitch value, right? So we can sort of think of these as just sort of a free way to filter cards. Yes, it costs a card to filter a card, but it can sort of be the turn where we're going to soak up a little bit of damage, but then we're going to also then try to, if we have a non-attack action in hand or an attack action in hand, a pitch card, and then something in arsenal, and we have like, or the thing in arsenal is also non-attack, we have a non-attack in hand, boom, try to roll off the top to get an attack in hand, something like that. So that seems pretty good as well. So we'll have those in there as well. What else is there? Oh, there's also the Vigor Rushes. I forgot about those. Those are ones that also will do the same sort of thing. If you played a non-attack action, they get go again. So this is sort of like the thing we want to do anyways. And otherwise, the cards are kind of not so great. Like, 1 for 4 isn't super bad, but we're already kind of in our like our end game as far as like attacks and things like that. So let's look at our attack versus. What's going on, Mr. Dig Dug? How you doing? Welcome back to the cellar. I hope you're doing fantastic this evening. Right now we're building a Briar deck. That's this lady right here. Trying to focus around this card. Just put a whole bunch of counters on here. We're going a little bit more of the janky route tonight and trying to build something goofy here. And we'll end up playing it for a video that we're going to be filming this weekend. Not sure when that'll be out. That's our plan, just to stack counters by playing non-attack actions, attack actions, and then swing with this bad boy and just rinse and repeat. Now, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, the Vigor Rushes are a nice way to do that. Let's break down, see how many non-attacks we have. We have Captain's Call 2, 4. We're not going to call that one. 6, 8. So we're 8. So that'll bring us down to 16 minus 2 is 14 for the sink below. So 14. So theoretically, we need like 6 more attacks or 4 more attacks, and then a whole bunch of non-attacks that are going to do that for us. So what else can we play that's going to give us some value here? Is probably going to be the Plunder Runs, which, is a little bit sad because it doesn't really do the thing we necessarily want to do. But another card that actually does help us in the long run is actually Sonata Arcanix. So we're going to wait for the Plunder Runs because, eventually we're going to get there. We'll have to fill in this. But I like Sonata. This was one of the cards that I actually saw when Monarch first spoiled. And I made a video about, like, this is one of my top cards for the Monarch season. And it was not really a little bit. It was a little bit true. It was definitely one of the top cards, I thought. When Chain at his peak, this card could do some pretty good damage. We were pretty excited about that. So this one's really nice because, again, you're looking for non-attack and attack action cards. It does a little bit of damage. It is a non-attack. And that allows you to get attack cards. So again, this is sort of searches up a sort of thing. And then you're playing it for 0, so you just get the top 3. You're pretty likely to hit in our deck already. So that one's probably a good inclusion, and I'm pretty happy with it. The art's also just bananas. So I'm loving that card. So again, I wish it would break down properly. So again, Captain's Call is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, so we're up to 10, and I think 16 is what we saw, or 14. So we're looking to still want some more non-attack actions. What else we do? So we got the Vigor Rushes that we talked about. We already put Vigor Rush red in. That's a attack anyway, so we didn't even put that in there. So I think we're going to have to go the Plunder Run way. I don't really see us getting around that at all. The Plunder Runs, so that might just shore us up. On that anyway. So yeah, let's break it down again. We had it the Plunder Run version itself doesn't matter. Yes, the buff is better if they're higher up, but let's see where we are now. So we have Captain's Call 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So we have 16 non-attacks, and then if we have just the sink belows, so 16 would be 60. So we have 14 attacks right now. So theoretically, we can bump those up a little bit more here. We got 6 more cards to put in here. We could put in some more sink belows. I guess those could be actually pretty good. The Sigils of Suffering we talked about earlier could be okay. The other idea is that we want to put more attacks in there, right? Because we have 16. I really, really wish this would. Maybe if I reload it. No, they all just stick. Maybe it's just an update thing. I'm not sure, Arlad, if you've noticed that it just doesn't like to filter these out. I noticed a while back. I think it's all the new cards. For some reason, they don't want to do that. So my brain is just bad right now. Maybe I could just probably write some notes. So that might help. My brain game. Let's see what we got here. Got some papers. All right, so yeah, with our current situation, we got Captain's Call. So let's just do the Captain's Call. Yeah, let's do the non-attack. So Captain's Call is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So 16 non-attacks. And that would be 32. So 16 minus the 2 sink below. So 14 attacks. That's what we got. And then 2 nothing for hitting those anyway. So what else do we want to add? Well, we're thinking of adding in more attacks. So again, do we want to have more defense in here? So the idea is that we could just like literally be defending with a lot of these cards, and some of these are going to defend for 3, and some aren't going to defend for. That's the other thing is they got to think about. The ball lightnings just don't do anything, which is a little bit sad. Captain's Call is probably one of the, Lightning Strike's probably the ones that actually blocks for 3. Outside of that, we're pretty poor on defense, so it wouldn't be a bad idea to actually have some other defense cards that actually do defend. Yeah, because we have none. I wonder if Vigor Rush does. Let's just take a look at Vigor Rush. I think it is generic, so it probably won't. Yeah, still 2 defense there. So, I mean... Yeah, nothing super great here. I guess the Ravenous Rabbles, we have a full set of those. It's really not looking to do a lot of damage. Are there better attacks that we could be playing? I mean, the Ravenous Rabble is free. Theoretically 0 damage, though. So if we play the Vigor Rushes instead of like the blue one, that might be okay, because then it's always... They're always going to hit. It's such a goofy looking card. Like, I don't get that. But we should probably put in some more sink belows. Like, we'll put in the other one. To sort of shore it up as having 4 non-attacks. So 4 cards are essentially going to do nothing here, but they block. And that's something that we can... They pitch poorly, but they also don't require a lot of pitch here. But they also block. So I don't think we want to put in the sink below blue, just because I don't really foresee 2 block being enough here. And frankly, I don't see the benefit of filtering card and blocking 2. Maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe I'm wrong. But it's not like jumping out as me as something I really want to do here. I know that Tome of the Arknight is something that people play as well. That could theoretically do it. So you can, if we have a good split, we get to have both of them in our hand. Plus it is a card. So we can think about that, but I don't really think I want to play that card main deck just because I'm not really feeling it. You know, I'm not feeling it. Mr. Krabs, are you feeling it, Mr. Krabs? You know, I'm not feeling it. Mr. Krabs ain't feeling it. What else do we want to throw in here? I think that's kind of it. I mean, we don't have a lot to really, send the game home in the sense of damage, but really we're not trying to do that. So we want to fill up, probably, 4 more attack actions, and then, 2 more attack actions, and we have 2 more spots. So what else do we want to do? We could do the Vigor Rush, or what other cards are better that can have go again? I mean, I guess, why are we putting in the... We can actually, if we have Lead the Charge, and we have the red Lead the Charge, we might as well throw something more powerful in that might throw people off their game. So what's something that can do some damage that's cheaper? Command and Conquer is kind of expensive. That's kind of like the go-to thing, but 2 is a little bit more than we want to do. What's some other way to get damage through? Would just be some Arcane. What about, what's that new Spellblade, or Steelblade? Spellblade? Steelblade? Singeing Steelblade. Here we go. These guys, they do damage on multiple axes. They don't have go again necessarily, but they do the thing we want to do. So I feel pretty good about putting some of those in here. And they are cheaper. So, like, does the Captain's Call 2 or less, and this is 1 or less, right? Or no, 0. So I guess we don't have a hit there. So there's theoretically the Captain's Call couldn't run that, but that's fine. We can also just play other 2-cost card or 0-cost cards that don't have go again. Like, I guess Exude Confidence would go in that as well. So we are we can also just buff with the Captain's Call, so it's not that bad. But Exude Confidence would be fine. And then Singeing Steelblade would be fine. So let's add 2 of these guys, because it does attack on 2 actions. Or 2 Exude Confidence. We'll add that. So boom, boom. So now we're up to 40 cards, and that does it. So I think that we went up too many non-attacks. So we have 1 extra attack than non-attack action. But that's probably not a bad idea if we have, like... I guess we could split it down the middle. And Exude isn't great. What also isn't... What isn't great? I don't know. What's the thing that does multiple? What else can we throw in here? I actually don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is actually a deck that would really benefit from Findale Spring Tunic too. We don't have that, so that's not going to be going in here. But that would be a great card to throw in here. But that's I think going to be the base of the deck. Do we want to drop anything else out? Like, it really doesn't do all that much, and it's going to take a lot to get started. We don't block very well, so we're probably going to want to put a lot of our equipment to actually just block. We can afford maybe to pitch, so maybe we'll end up actually putting in. What are we going to be putting in for armor? Like, does the Aether Ironweave probably isn't bad because we can gain extra stuff, and it does have Battle Worn, so that's pretty good, and that's better than what's the Iron Hide. Iron Hide's okay. But otherwise, it's gonna be probably Iron Rot or Iron Hide. It's too bad that the Crown of Economy doesn't block. I mean, that does allow us to get non-attacks and attacks back onto our on top of our deck, but it is only Runeblade action cards. We're playing a lot of generics here, but that's fine. I think we'll leave it like this for right now, as far as that goes. We do have a lot of space to play with the weapons and armor because it is a Blitz deck. And theoretically, you could try to actually pull the paper and actually build this right now, but how well that will go, I don't know. I know where most of my cards are. Well, they're all over there. I was just finding them, but so that's the deck. Any idea? Anyone have any insights into the actual cards themselves? I think we have a pretty good set of things to do. I mean, again, the Captain's Call, like the things that, so the non-attacks that don't do a whole lot are it's really just the cat and they lead the charge that it gives us another action point. I guess theoretically we could overextend to another attack, but who knows? Because you gain the action point. Yeah, so it does have some use as well. But yeah, man, nothing really blocks in this deck though. It is a seriously not blocking deck. Could theoretically, again, if we wanted to put in Singeing Steel Blades, or sorry, Sigils of Sigils of Suffering, we could do that as well. But I think we're gonna leave it like this. So let's go into equipment now. Pull up our coat hanger here. So I do like Aether Ironweave. This is better. It's just better than your Iron Rod or Iron Hide in this case because it allows you to actually gain some resources if you've done things. And that's pretty nice. So if we run out of a pitch or something like that, we have free non-attack and attacks, and we don't have enough to swing the sword. This will allow us to get those. Seems like a no-brainer. Crown of Dichotomy doesn't block, but we could throw it in there if we need the Arcane Barrier. If we're playing something against Kano, that could actually work. Bloodsheath, Skeleto, we're not going to be, or Skeleto, we're not going to be making any rune chance, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I mean, yes, it blocks for 2, and that actually might be worth. Actually, that might be worth running anyways. So that could work. I could see that working. What else could we do here? Yeah, I mean, we don't have a Crown of Seeds. That wouldn't be bad. Also, that's not really what the deck wants to do anyways. We don't have a Grasp. Plume, no. Shock Charmers we have, but that's not... I mean, I guess if we had extra pitch, that could work. But we're not really thinking... We'll throw it in the sideboard. Suede Hides, that can be pretty good, but... We already have Go Again on pretty much everything. I guess we could throw it in there, but it doesn't block. And we're looking for things that block. We don't have one of these. Yeah, I wish we had a... That would be a perfect card for this deck because there's just so little to do there. Iron Crossstrap doesn't matter. Yeah, then it's just going to be Iron Hide and Iron Rot. The pitch probably isn't that bad. So... We have a... Yeah. You also need to think about... So let's consider our torso and our... Yeah, torso's done. Everything else not. So we want legs, helm, and gauntlets there. So that's the buffed up Iron Hide there. And then we still have 6 spots left over. We do also want to put in some Null Rune because Null Rune's kind of important against some matches. We don't need the helm because we have the Crown of Dichotomy here. We'll probably leave in the Iron Weave, but you never know. But we'll want to put in the Snapdragon Scalers as well because these can help give actually one or less. Does that even matter? Yeah, that'll be an extra way to have go again. I don't actually know if we need that at this point, but we'll sort of see. Time skippers could be good, but we don't actually need that because we have enough, and that's expensive. Yeah, I think we just go no over. And so boots, gloves, and robe. That brings us to 52. What else could we actually want to use here? We already have non-attacks that have go again. We don't need to worry about that. Hammerers if we want to go more damage, I guess. And then time skippers could actually be the sort of last bit of something there. We don't really need that, though. Excuse me. All right, so that is that. Yeah, am I up to snuff here? We have 12, 13, 14. Oh, I'm missing... Not sure why I thought I had 40 cards here. I don't actually have the ability to drop 2 pieces of armor here, which we don't need the Sky Time Skippers or Stubby Hammers. So there we go. 12, and then we have 2 more we can actually throw in for non-attack and attack actions. So what else do we want to try here? I mean, we do throw in something that can block. Or we throw in some Vigor Rush, because Vigor Rush is something that does block, but not well, but it's not a sigil of suffering. I don't know. That's actually very interesting. The other thing we could actually do is because the amulets that we can play here, the Earth and Lightning, actually, because they are non-attack, they do actually count for that, which is actually kind of funny. But then they don't do anything, and they don't block, and all they do is pitch, so it's not really that great. I don't think those are actually worth anything in that regard. Arcanic Crackle, that's the one that just throws in for Arcane. Oh, there's also, yeah, there's Vexing Malice and Arcanic, stuff like that. What else do we have here? Oh, there's the... What are the things that go again from... Oh, that's from Arsenal. Never mind. Those are fuse cards, things like that. Ball Lightning won't help us there. Oh, actually, it would. It could, theoretically, we could fuse lightning cards there, but we don't really want to do that. That wouldn't really work that much. We do have an Arcanite Shard. That'd be kind of silly. It doesn't really. It really doesn't do. It really doesn't do what we want it to do, or it has no like actual, fun thing. It just makes a rune chant, which really doesn't do that much. Yeah, I think that's kind of really it, right? I mean, we could be playing stuff like this that are the non-attacks that sort of like make rune chants, things like that, but we have to have things hit, so that's where these don't really work. But what did we... Other ones are just sort of buffing, right? Captain's Call's buffing or give going again, which we don't really need, right? Because we have mostly just go again. We'll probably drop these out for more things that are going to try to have people block. So I guess we could go like Bloodspill Invocation. That seems actually kind of interesting. I wish it would block for 3, but it doesn't. So what is the Captain's Call that we don't really care about? Like, cost 0, the gains go again. So what doesn't have go again? I guess that's the question. I think we have Enlightened Strike, which already can have go again. We have Exude Confidence, which is not great anyway. And I think that's kind of it, right? I guess Singeing Steelblade, which isn't super great anyways, but that's not a huge issue. So I don't think those are actually going to add up to too much going on. What's going on, Mr. Fresh and Buds? Mr. Tommy Fresh, how you doing? We're building a goofy Briar Blitz deck with just trying to multiply the ability to get counters on this fine weapon here. So bunch of non-attacks, bunch of attacks, and then just going ham with that sort of thing. We're trying to finish out building out the deck. We're reconsidering our Captain's Calls. We had some early easy editions of Captain's Calls because they either give the few cards that have no go again, or they can buff. But ultimately, we better off just playing like Earthlore Surge for some of these. I guess the cost of 0 is actually a pretty big deal here, but we only have, I think, 2 copies of Exude Confidence, and then 2 copies of Singeing Steelblade that actually don't have inherent go again. So maybe we actually try to knock those out, find something else that does have go again, like Ravenous Rabble, and then go from there. So yeah, actually, let's drop the Exudes. Not Ravenous Rabble, sorry, Vigor Rush, and drop these guys. We're going to put in the Vigor Rushes. Because that way we can actually be completely dealt with there. So now I think we just bumped all our attacks now are no different anyways, but so this is literally going to be 50-50 in this particular case. So like we're going to try to do this every single turn. And honestly, if we can't, we don't have a lot to do. This is where I really wish we had Grasp of the Arknight. We don't have a copy of that. So I'm not going to throw that in here because I don't really want to worry about not having that. And ultimately, if this was a functioning deck and I was trying to be competitive, I would probably tilt towards a little bit more attacks than non-attacks. But we are literally trying to do this every single turn without fail. So we are going 50-50 right down the middle. And we're going for broke in that regard. We're going to be playing this on up against Az for the Lives of Pitch. That's my plan here. So we're trying to build a deck that's just going to be fun. And hopefully he doesn't bring something that's good. Good. Because this is not good. Yeah, so now we theoretically, every attack we have has go again inherently, or it will allow us to get go again by playing a non-attack action. So I think we can probably drop some Captain's Call here. Because those aren't really worth the buff necessarily. We can probably start bringing in some Runeblade cards in general. So if we just do, I actually don't know what this is gonna bring up. Okay, so it just puts, okay, so now we can look for things the non-attack actions that we can try to tweak and make better. So what's on the chopping block right now is the Captain's Calls. So we got 6 copies of that. I think we need 2 more non-attack actions, right? So let's do another little count here of our total non-attack to attack actions right now. So we got Ball Lightning. So we'll start with an attack. So we got Ball Lightning and Lightning Strike 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So we got 18 attacks. And then let's go back. And we got 2 Sink Belows of each color. So we got 4 sinks. Because those allow us to filter, which is really quite nice. And then if we can do the math here, so that's 22, so that leaves 16 attack non-attack actions. So we could theoretically drop 6 non-attack actions, which are the well, I guess we can even drop the Lead the Charge, right? Yeah, we theoretically could drop that. So we have 6 Captain's Calls that we can drop. We have the 2 Lead the Charge. And then we can just go weird retro goofy stuff like Bloodspill Invocation. Things like that are gonna incentivize our opponents to block very small amounts of damage. We could also there is the Sting of Sorcery. What is that actually? How much does that cost? Is that cool? Is that 2? It is 0. So we could actually play this too. It does pitch. It's a blue pitch. I mean, does this actually work better than... I mean, yeah, I think this actually is a better card overall than, say, Lead the Charge. Again, because we don't need to worry about it. All of our cards have go again inherently or can get it by doing the thing we want to do. So I think let's just take out the Captain's Calls. Let's take out the Lead the Charge. Let's take out the other Captain's Calls. So now we are down 8. We need 8 non-attacks, 10 non-attacks to really make it work. That's what we need to add here. So we're going to add 2 Sting of Sorcery. And that leaves us 8 more. Watch us break this card right now. I'm just totally kidding. This is going to be hot trash. Sting is definitely an all-star. And that's the other thing is yes, this deck is... Oops, sorry about that. This deck is meant to be goofy and focused on the single Duskblade swings, right? But at the same time, Sting and then Ball Lightnings are like a match made in heaven. They're just like chef's kiss, all over the place. So I feel pretty good about that. So we're going to literally go through all of these cards here. So Arknight, whatever. Autumn's Touch, no. Ball Lightning, so Blood Sheet. So this is where we're talking about Bloodspill Invocation here. I guess we want to go back to Runeblade only, right? not cards I can only play. So Blood Spill Invocation. What actually got cut out there? I don't actually know. So this is something that like can actually tell people to like block my things. They're gonna hit you, block them, or else they're gonna get a bunch of rune chance. And I actually think this is fine. It blocks for 2, so yeah, no, absolutely. Sting is that is part of the way that's the finishing thing for that Lightning Cheerios Briar deck. Like it's you pitch stack your 2 stings and then a bunch of ball lightnings, and that's like you just go to town. So I hope he brings some good jank, because that's what we're trying to do here today. So let's put I mean, even Bramble Spark does the thing. We can't really fuse it at all, but Bramble Spark does add damage here. It only does block for 2, so Blood Spill can theoretically do more. We can maybe do a split of these, like only go for the red ones. Blood Spill does actually cost 1, and that makes it a little bit gross, right? We're looking for free stuff, for the pitching doesn't actually matter here. So Bramble Sparks would all actually work really well. Let's just make a note. We're going to throw a red Blood Spill and a red Bramble Spark in here. We're just going to keep on keeping on here, moving down, seeing what we can find. These are all attacks that don't matter. I guess we could also just go, yeah, what is this? Is yeah, it's probably better here. So what else we can get here? Flicker Wisp is the lightning one that doesn't really do a whole lot. Just deals 1. Don't necessarily have anything to fuse with inherently. Force of Nature, same. That's just not. That could be a big turn, but it won't do the things we want to do. Spire Lightning obviously is not a very good one. Marvin Skies, yeah, and it's free. Okay, I mean, we'll throw one of those in there, see how that goes. Mordred Chai doesn't really matter because we're not really going on that sort of thing. Oath the Arc Knight, Runeblade Attack does help weapons, but we do have... Actually, yeah, Runeblade Attack, actually... Oh, it costs 2, never mind, I was going to say, that would be really good. Runeblade Attacks, Memory Skies is good, free option for the same thing as Build Blood. Yes, exactly. We don't have... That's the thing. That's the one caveat. Same thing with Oath the Arcanite. Not only does that cost 2, that would actually buff our sword as well. But unfortunately, we are playing Ravenous Rabbles and Vigor Rushes. So we have 6 Ravenous Rabbles and 4 Vigor Rushes. So we're not all Runeblade cards, which is, again, that's why Marvin Skies, although free, doesn't do everything we want to do there because of that. But I almost want to add Oaths because they actually block for 2, but we're gonna ignore those because we are block for 3, but they cost 2. That's why we don't really want those. Rattlebones, it's just not really. Yeah, having the instant thing that could actually could this get us out of a no zone? So we banish an attack action card from our graveyard. You may play it this turn. So this would be our non-attack action. If we've dealt Arcane, you can play it as an instant, but it has go again already. Would there ever be a time where we would want to do this? Like all fancy like. So if we can say we're getting arcane damage in, I don't think so, right? Because I guess this gets us back an attack action card. I can play it this turn. Yeah, theoretically that could actually get us. This could self work. So if we had Rattlebones and a card to pitch. Say we had a blue pitch and a Rattlebones. We could theoretically Rattlebones if we had some way to do Arcane. No, that's the thing. No, actually, we don't need the Arcane. This could be our non-attack. So if we Rattlebones, pitching a blue, we snag any, like, Ball Lightning, whatever, because those are Rune Blades. No, they're Lightning. Oh, they're not Elemental Rune Blade cards. They are Lightning. Man, that makes Rattlebones not so good there. Because that would have been like Cherry, because like if we could Rattlebones back like a Ball Lightning or something like that, which is free, has go again, and then we have like that single pitch left over. So that actually could be a single, like, 2-card hand, like Rattlebones in oops. Sonata Arcanix is in here, yeah. But the problem with Rattlebones though is we don't have a lot of the Runeblade attacks actually. Like we have. Actually, do we have any? We don't have any Rune Blade attacks. This doesn't, yeah, it doesn't ask for Rune Blade. So that's why we're not doing it, because we have literal 0. Yeah, think about that, because there aren't any really Rune Blade attack actions that have go again. I mean, you have Meet and Greet, but that's conditional upon dealing arcane damage. But no, but Sonata's fantastic. But what's Rattlebones' target? There isn't one. So I don't think that actually works that well. Yeah. And maybe Mauvrion Skies doesn't actually, because that's attack. No, Mauvrion Skies does not work. I mean, all it does is give us go again for free, which we don't need to do. So Mauvrion Skies is out. I'm vastly underrepresenting the amount of Rune Blade cards in the deck. We don't really care about creating Rune Chance, really, so this is not really worth it. Oh, that could be something, but it costs 3. Never mind. That's not a Sync Blow. A Sync Blow actually has a reason. So Rattlebones could have been very useful if we went with Rune Blade things, but we don't have a lot of Rune Blade things, so. Sonata we have, Sting we have, Sutcliffe's Research Notes. This is just finding Rune Blade attacks. That's not going to matter. And then Tome of the Arknight. This could be one of the cards we could play theoretically. It does cost 1. And we're pretty good to hit both. It also fails. But we're hoping to have enough cards in hand, so we're going to add these in there. Or they're also Blue Pitch. I'm pretty sure I have some of those. So where are we now? We should have 18 attack actions still, 4. So there should be 22 base cards, which is leaving us 14 non-attack actions right now. So we're at 14 non-attack actions. And 18 attack actions. So theoretically, we can add 4 more non-attack actions. So what are we going to do here? So actually includes these 2, which aren't really in the deck. So theoretically, we need 6 more. If we don't go with these ones. So Bloodspill is nice because it does not require, as we mentioned in the chat there, doesn't require you to actually have a Rune Blade card. We might as well use our pitch for something. We have to pitch something to be playing these cards, but Bramble Spark is always free. Rune Chance are just okay, but this does stick around. So that's actually kind of nice there. Yeah, if Bramble Spark was a whatchamacallit. And now I'm thinking about all these other things that I could be playing. Like, this could just be straight up Cheerios. That could be Electrify. That could work, or Electrify costs 1 though, doesn't it? Yeah. So yeah, and drawing the card isn't necessarily going to be the one that matters. So that's where that doesn't matter. So I guess what are we looking to do right now? I think we like the blood spills. We also like Bramble Spark because it's a guaranteed go again and a guaranteed extra damage, which is kind of nice. If we have anything that turns on from Arcane, we literally nailed it. So in that regard, I think we're pretty good there. So if we add the Bramble Sparks, and then Channel my rope, we're not doing that. That'd be silly. And this doesn't matter. There's all the like Earthlore Surges for non-attack, stuff like that. Those could be fun, but they cost 2, so we're not going to do that. Flash, just, not really there. Flash Freeze, that's not going to go in the deck. Flicker Wisp, Fulminate. If you don't fuse, it does nothing, right? It doesn't do anything. It's just a 2. That's so bad. Yeah, these are all things that don't matter. We saw most of these. Rejuvenates. I mean, theoretically, those don't have go again. Actually, never mind. Read the Runes don't have go again. Those things would be fantastic in this one. So tomorrow's too much though. Costing 1. Don't have a lot of Earth or Elemental. I guess we do have the balls, but it would only be the red ones that work for that. So what's the point there? Well, I guess it does recycle cards. That's something to think about. We could throw a red one in there. The Weave Earths don't matter because we're not fusing. We're not really looking to go, like, super powerful here. So I don't really love that. We do have Total Harvest, but that's not going to matter. We have Lightnings. Ooh, that's weird. They're off center. We could theoretically buff up our ball lightnings, but that doesn't matter. Chains, come to fight. Oh, what does this guy do? +3, that's it? Yeah, not worth it. Gotta love the Crazy Brew, but doesn't have the guarantee to go again, so can't feel good about that, although I really want to. No, E-Pots, Foresights. Is that strictly better than Come to Fight? Oops. I hope we didn't lose our... Okay, good. I was going to be very upset if we lost all of our progress there. But yeah, why does Come to Fight feel like it's lame? Come to Fight is attack action card. Blocks for 3. Oh, is that the difference there? Foresight blocks for 2. Okay, yeah, that's why. Never mind. Lead the charge. Minnowism. Oh, Minnowisms. Okay. Okay, you can convince me that Minnowisms are good. Nimbleisms also could be pretty good. But Minnowisms will hit on any of these. Action card with 3 less base power. If anything, I guess Plunder Run or the Rabbles. No, okay, yeah, I can see that not being all that great. I guess this is where Nimbleism actually could work there, though. Sunkiss things. We don't have the, we don't want to put that combo in here. Mormon's Recital. No, costs 1 Whispers of the Oracle. I mean, it blocks, but opting isn't really that incredible for us right now. So I think, what else did we, what should I call it here? Minnowism here. Or no, Nimbleisms. So we could theoretically add some Nimbleisms as well. So those are our cards that we have. We have the Bloodspill Invocation, we have Nimbleism, we have So Tomorrow, and then we have the Bramble Sparks. Those are our ones that we could theoretically add. We need 1, 2, 3. We take away 1, 2, 3. And we have 36. We have 4 more spots that we need to fill in here. So the block on Come to Fight is 3. So that was the difference there. So I was like, why is there a bonus for opting, that sort of thing, or for Arsenal, but it's the 2 less. Or sorry, 2 block versus 3 block. That's the rub there. So what do we think? What do we want to do here? So again, the ultimate goal here is to be swinging with a Duskblade, right? What's going to allow us to do that more? Bloodspill Invocation, Nimbleism, or So Tomorrow. So Tomorrow is probably not. Like, the bonus on So Tomorrow here, it does cost 1. Nimbleism doesn't. Bloodspill does. So we theoretically could streamline down and not put in these cards because they don't do the thing we want to do. Or because they cost something. So Tomorrow has the bonus of being able to draw something, but it also can get stuff from the put on bottom of our deck. So if we're running out of cards, we can get something back on the bottom, which is why that's good. And we theoretically could use it to draw an extra card if we needed to. So if we had a blue pitch, we could play this out, draw a card, hopefully hit attack action card, and then boom, swing it with a weapon. Maybe a blue pitch would be fine with there as well. So that's where So Tomorrow comes in. Bloodspill Invocation only makes people want to block because then there's not Rune Chance. Also blocks for 2 and costs 1. Whereas the Nimbleism, at least the red Nimbleism, and I think everything is 1 or less cost in our deck. This can just... So again, I'm thinking So Tomorrows and Nimbleisms are really where we want to be here. The Bramble Sparks are great too. Those are always going to add in some arcane. But we can try to pump and hit some new breakpoints with Nimbleism. So I'm going to add the Nimbleism. So now we got, what, 1, 2... So we have 2 more slots here. So we can go with other Nimbleisms. Although, what does the yellow one actually do? Just +2, right? These are all for 1 or less. So, Ball Lightning is lightning. So that's why So Tomorrow can get it, because it is an elemental. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, my God. It's not elemental. So there you go. So Tomorrow cannot grab it. Thank you. Good point out. That's so bad that it has to set Earth or elemental. So that's where that wouldn't work. Elemental action card. So, like, that's where Bramble Spark could get reused in that regard. But that's not really what we want to be doing here. So Tomorrow is out, and now we just need to have... do we want to put in some Bloodspill Invocations? And I think this is kind of worth it. It's either that or more Nimbleisms. I kind of want to trick, like throw a little bit of variety in here, and throw in like actually no, this is not going to change someone blocking. They're still going to block, and then like if someone's already going to block, they're still going to block this out. Whereas the nimblism pushes more damage, so it makes it harder to block. So maybe you're going to get, because like none of our cards are really great on rate. Like the Ravenous Rebel Red like is going to be attacking it for 4, right? Maybe you get some plunder runs to beef it up. But ultimately, like it's not pushing that many breakpoints. I mean, like a piece of equipment in a card from a hand, or like if you're playing a Briar, something else that's just like procced up by the embodiments of Earth sort of thing. Like that's just maybe a 1 card. So like, whereas buffing damage, because like this doesn't attack for more. It just makes the hit worse. So I think we actually go with more nimblisms. That's what I'm gonna go with. 2 nimblisms. And that's the deck. That is the deck. Sure, it's garbage. Sure, it is absolute trash. A dog pile, a steaming dump of a deck. But we're gonna do it anyways. We're going to call this How to Duskblade. Period. How to... yeah, keeps a period. How to Duskblade. That is it. That is the deck. And that's all I have to say about that. So this, if you want to see this deck in action, if you want to see this do something, which we don't really know what it's going to do, then keep your eyes focused on this video coming out. Hopefully I'll get it done this weekend. I actually have a lot of things I want to do this weekend. I want to try to hit another armory this weekend, as well as record these videos with Mr. Az. So it might not be out immediately this weekend, but early next week. So by the time next week, we'll definitely have this deck going up against something else. Hopefully, near in competitive ability here. But we'll see. We'll have to go from there. Anyone have any last thoughts about this wonder of a deck here? It's absolute, yeah, Duskblade, that's for sure. So again, mostly it's kind of a rip-off a little bit of the Cheerios deck in the sense of it's all 0 cost stuff, and Lightning Strike's definitely, kind of a weird thing in there. It's kind of a competitive card where a lot of these aren't very competitive, but the Plunder Runs, the Ravenous Rabbles, and the Ball Lightnings are all something that's sort of already in those. The Sink Belows are not. Those are something that we can actually use to sort of filter cards, which is why it's there. Sonata is great for sort of maybe getting the attack actions if you're left with a hand that's kind of crappy. That's a card to keep around maybe as a backup plan. It's unfortunate it doesn't block for more. Vigor Rush is, again, our most expensive card here, right? With a one cost thing there. Nimblism is going to proc. Plunder Runs, all that kind of stuff here. Sink Belows, Vigor Rush, Ball Lightnings, Plunder Runs, and yeah, so that's it. So, and then like I guess what's our big finisher? Well, we can sting and ball, just like they do in Constructed if we can't go swinging our blade all the time. But I'm hoping that we can swing our blade all the live long day, as that's what we came to do. Then as far as the equipment goes, Iron Weave's great because it blocks. We're kind of budgety because we don't have the Spring Tunic, nor do we have Grasp the Arknight, nor do we have Arcanite Skullcap. So we are a little bit low on there. Hopefully, I'm with DM Armada is doing. I had the idea to do a lovely what's it called? Advent calendar. With opening up different packs of Flesh and Blood, and I only had to get some Crucible of War packs, but I'm going to be doing that. We have the 25 packs of Christmas, or whatever you want to call them. We got 5 packs from each of the current sets that are out right now. They are all unlimited, although I do have Tails and Monarch first, but I'm not going to open those boxes just for this. Otherwise, I have unlimited for everything else. So look forward to those videos. If we do end up pulling, before the weekend, pulling a Arcanite Skullcap, a Grasp of the Aether, Grasp of the Arknight, or a Feindel's Spring Tunic. In the meantime, we will definitely throw those in here. Don't think that's going to happen. Those are some legendary and hard to find things there, but we'll see. So I think that's probably going to do it. I was going to see if we wanted to go build this actually on paper and stream, but I think that's not nearly as exciting. Yes, I can get the cards and I can lay them out on the playmat. I have the camera ability, but do you really want to see me like going off screen and grabbing cards and that sort of thing? So I think that's probably going to end it for right now. But I will definitely say that you will be seeing this deck soon. I hope this is fun. That's ultimately what it is. I hope it's just fun, because ultimately it's not about winning here. This is about going back to my more janky roots and just trying to have a little bit of fun, if you know what I mean. So we'll pop on back over to our little exit screen here, and I hope you guys are having a beverage with me tonight. I was drinking a beer from Fox Farm. They're a brewery in Connecticut that makes delicious. They've been making a lot of really great styles here. So I'm actually drinking a dark English mild. This is Tiddly. It's a little bit Tiddly. So this is a nice dark mild. These are one of my favorite English styles. It really is a fantastic beer. This is the nitro version. It's a little bit weird because it's not nitro, but it's sort of nitro. But I've always been a fan of dark mild, so that was the beer I was drinking. So I hope you guys are also having a nice beverage with you this evening. Should probably start it off with that, but that's what I'm drinking right now. So I think that's gonna do it. So one thing I do want to shout out is our Discord. If you're not in our Discord yet, definitely stop by. We are getting close to kicking off some tournaments. I feel like I'm saying this all the time. We have those Herald of Protection promos to give away. We have the promo playmat to give away. We have a whole bunch of stuff that we want to give away. Get people in there. We're probably gonna maybe make a Twitter push, and try to get some people to win some cards through Twitter. I know that most people have come and gone with those promos. I have given away very few of them. Most of them were to an LGS for some events, things like that. So trying to get those into people's hands very soon. Try to do a Twitter push there. But join our Discord. We have some fun stuff going on there. There's conversations going on and whatever. I mean, I know that it's not the most active, but we're trying to get people in there so it can be active. And I know that I'm going to be trying to look for more games. I don't have the time to play as many games as I want, but hopefully to use that Discord to actually get some people to play some games as well. So a little bit more friendly way to go about playing some games. So I think that'll about do it for this evening. Next week's stream, hoping to have another creator come on and finish up our series on the Precon Blitz decks from Tales of Aria, which I've been having a good time with. I think that they are not the most exceedingly brutal card decks that are out there, and they're also, it is a little bit worrisome because of the user friendliness of some of these. I know there's some other creators were thinking about that as well, that they could be a little bit non-user friendly because they can fusing is not the easiest thing to learn. But we played the other two decks. We played the Oldhim and the Briar Blitz deck on stream before. We're hoping to get that last one settled next week, and then after that, who knows? We're going to be into the I guess it'll be almost the middle of December. We can hit the holidays. I'm sure I'll probably be dropping some streams as the holidays come. Who knows? It'll sort of depend upon. I guess actually Christmas is on a Saturday, so I should have time to do that. We're thinking of maybe doing some festive stuff. So maybe I'll call upon some other creators to come together and just sort of hang out, talk flesh and blood. Maybe just have like a comm stream like that. So we'll see about that. I'll put the word out and see what we can do for that sort of thing. So that'll be all for this evening. So yeah, join the Discord. Look out for the Fab Vent calendar openings, and then also the stream next Tuesday. And if you haven't checked out the PvE demo that I did with Mr. Joey from Decks and Drafts, that's also on the channel, so check that out too. But without further ado, I will say good night to you. So thank you all for stopping by and enjoying the stream, and look forward to this Suskblade video coming very soon. So thank you all, good night, and cheers.